Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now, Monday's video, which actually wasn't too well received, I believe. I did pre-record before Anaheim. This I am recording on Tuesday after Anaheim, so I'm sure a lot of you saw my status updates on my Facebook page about how I did. If not, well, I'm about to tell you a little bit about Anaheim. I decided to go with Mega Mewtwo with our Tech 1-1 Espeon GX line and Garbodor, of course. I lost the first round against a dedicated Espeon GX deck, which I definitely was not expecting to face at all. And then I won the next 5 in a row, and so 6 wins, 1 loss, 2 ties was a guaranteed day 2. So I needed to win the 7th round. Yeah, the 7th round to guarantee making day 2 by tying the last 2 rounds. So I faced up against Kenny Britton in round 7, who ended up winning the whole tournament, and with his Darkrai Giratina deck. And in the end, Espeon GX failed me. I was never on game 1. I was never able to set up either Garb or Espeon GX in time to deal with his Giratina. In that game I was pretty much dominating. I had enough Mewtwo to one-hit KO Darkrai, so his only out to win was Giratina. And he had the consecutive Lysanders to KO both the Trubbish with a tool card and the Eevee. And I whiffed also the Psychic Energy to evolve into the Espeon to protect it from the KO, but that's Pokemon. And then game 2, he started off dead drawing a little bit. I started off great, and I started building Espeon, but then I whiffed the 3rd Psychic Energy to take the KO on Giratina once again. And so he KO'd it before I could do anything else, and he won. So I was very close to beating him. That obviously would have changed the whole tournament, because he ended up IDing the next 2 rounds, guaranteeing top cut, and then ended up winning the event. If I had won that round, everything would have turned out differently. But anyways, once again I failed to make day 2, and honestly that's really disappointing. 5 out of 5 times at big tournaments I've lost the important match, be it the win and in, the match to keep going, to have a chance like in Anaheim, the match for top 64 at London, etc. So still gotta keep trying. I'm only going to 1 more US regional though. I'm pretty much done with those. I'll be in Seattle. But I am going to Australia, provided I get the visa on time, and I am going to Brazil for sure. So hopefully I will be able to redeem myself in those 2 tournaments. If I'm gonna make it big, I'd rather it be in an international, I guess, and because the prizes are bigger. But yeah, it's been a very, very frustrating season. Mediocre by the expectations I set at the beginning. I definitely expected to be at a lot better place in terms of placings and championship points and everything. I am advancing, but I'm advancing very slowly. And qualifying for Worlds will not be a problem, but I definitely want to get that day 2 direct invite. So yeah, that was my weekend. I won the League Challenge on Sunday with Lurantis Vileplume, the exact deck list I showcased in the videos a few weeks ago. So that was cool. I had some pretty intense matches, honestly, against all my opponents. Some really, really intense matches. But I managed to pull that off. And I actually pulled an Ultra Ball from my packs. So that was cool. That was a nice surprise, because I never expected to own one, and now I do. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But anyways, Anaheim brought out not too many interesting decks. It confirmed that Tauros is actually a good card, and it found itself into many of the old decks that got like updated with Taurus and Summer and Guru and things like that. The supporters were underwhelming. The GXs, for the most part, were underwhelming in the sense that they were not the main focus of a deck. Taurus was complementary to other strategies. Espeon GX, which I myself used, and other people in top 32, Ross Cawthon, Travis Nunlist, who used Espeon GX in his Mewtwo list as well, the 1-1 line. But yeah, they were not the main features of the deck. But through Kenett, or Andrew Kenett, who writes for someone's PC, ended up being really brave, honestly, and played Lurantis-Solgaleo, which you have on screen right now. Now, why was this brave? Because this deck loses pretty badly to Volcanion. So if you play this deck, you're just outright hoping you don't face any Volcanion, right? Or they dead draw. But aside from that, I feel like it was a good meta call because it has a really good Dark types and Mewtwo matchup. So that was pretty huge. He had some techs in order to deal with Vespiquen a little bit easier. I'm not using his exact list. He asked for privacy for that. So this is a very similar build. I did play him. He completely destroyed me in round 8. So I still had a chance to make top 32, but then he completely destroyed me in round 8. And so if you want to find out more about this deck and his deck cards and how his testing went and everything, I'm sure by the time you're seeing this or throughout the week, he will be posting an article on someone's PC. So I encourage you guys to take a look at that. But without further ado, let's review this version of the deck, which is a non-teched out version, okay? So, Solgaleo-GX. We did use Solgaleo in combination with the Dragon-type Pokemon. That was pretty cool, and it actually worked out pretty nicely, like better than I expected. So, the 250 HP is huge. Anything that's not Volcanion has a really hard time dealing with that. Like, even reaching a 2 hit KO is not always possible. Mewtwo is the one that could come closest, but the psychic resistance is actually a factor as well. The ability Ultra Road is amazing. There is a ton of Garbodor, so you have to make sure you still have to use Float Stones, but if you don't need the Float Stones and you get to switch around every single turn for free, that's honestly amazing. And Sunsteel Strike 230 is a really good number to be at. If necessary, a Kukui could actually help you reach 250 HP numbers, but as it stands, 230 damage deals with absolutely everything in the format. That's an EX, even with a Fighting Fury belt, so that's pretty huge. This deck doesn't trade well with things like Vespiquen because it's all GX attackers versus non-EX attackers. So you're wasting too many resources to KO a non-EX attacker if you're focusing on Solgaleo. But that's why Lurantis can come into play for other matchups. And Soul Burst, of course, is the main focus of the deck. In a best case scenario, you Soul Burst, and then the one Solgaleo-GX, you Soul Burst onto 2 Solgaleos, okay? So the first Solgaleo-GX knocks out an EX, and you get a prize. They'll be really hard pressed to KO it. And then the second Solgaleo-GX just outright takes another prize card, or another 2 prize cards, and then Lurantis powers up Solgaleo once again, in order for you to take your last prize. So that's the main strategy of the deck. Lurantis with its flower supply attack does power up your own Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. Since Solgaleo discards, Lurantis recovers, you get to switch for free, and you even get access to Solar Blade as a way to finish off the game against a Shaymin or something like that. So pretty cool strategy. Pretty cool combo. Super weak to fire, but nonetheless it worked out for Drew, who got top 16. To Shaymin, just to add to the consistency of the deck, we have a 4-2-3 Solgaleo line with 4 rare candy and 3-2 Lurantis line. Even if Lurantis is not the main focus of the deck, you definitely want to make sure you have it for the late game setup. So having a 3-2 line is cool. I think Drew played something differently, but this is like the 100% consistent version of the deck, and then you have room to play tech cards. Like you can go down to a 2-2 Lurantis line, you can drop a Trainer's Mail, which you have 4 of, you can modify your energy line to make sure you can power up some sort of other typed attacker to abuse this, like the fact that Lurantis can power it up or things like that. So there's definitely wiggle room in the deck. Aside from that, we have the pretty much standard consistency cards: 4 Sycamore, 3 N, 2 Lysander, 4 Verseeker for Ultra Ball, and 4 Trainer's Mail, which, like I said, could be 3 and you'd still be pretty good. 4 Rare Candy to maximize the odds of hitting it. 3 Level Ball because they can find Fomantis, Cosmoem, or Cosmog rather, which is obviously the most important Pokemon of the deck, and then Cosmoem in case you whiff the Rare Candy, or for your backup Solgaleo-GX. And 2 Super Rod because you do discard a ton of energy. you might want to recover some of those. The Sycamores might make you discard a Solgaleo or two, so you want to recover those. And 2 Floatstone, because as I mentioned, Garbodor is still a thing, so you have to make sure that you get the right knockout on the right Pokemon, or you get the knockout on the right Pokemon. So that's the deck, and actually I'm gonna make a really quick change. I'm gonna use the full art version of the cards. I'm not gonna use their regular art, just so that they match the thumbnail. I'm not gonna use the Rainbow Rare, but I will use the full art. So Galio. I think it looks better for the YouTube thumbnails. It's 100% just because of that. So now let's jump into the ladder and try out the deck, which I'm really excited to see. I really want to play this at the league challenge I have on Saturday. Although by saying this, maybe Mexican players are seeing these and they will play Volcanion or something, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And wow, we are actually up against Gaia Storm. We are actually up against Gaia Storm, who are a Spanish YouTube channel from Spain. I've never personally met Elena or Jonathan, but wow. But they are really cool guys. If you speak Spanish, I recommend you check out their channel, although they're much bigger than me, so you probably already know them if you speak Spanish. And looks like they're using a Garb Yveltal deck. That's my assumption. Or Darkrai. Well, maybe Umbreon because of the sleeves. So we'll see. I feel like I should be favored here. It is Yveltal. Okay, so that's cool. Hopefully the second Shaymin is not priced. Okay, it's not, because I definitely need to do something. Okay, I could use the Lysander. I'm gonna discard 2 energy, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I really need to make sure I don't dead draw here. That's what I need to make sure I don't do. I still have plenty of metal energy, so that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I could even use the Lysander. I feel like that's a bit like to draw an extra card, but that might be a little bit weak. I'm still gonna do it though, which sucks, but I don't think I'm in too big of a threat of my Cosmog getting KO'd so far. And okay, so I don't find the second Cosmog, which is what I really wanted, or the rare candy would have been nice, but I do find an N for next turn, so that's cool. Does he have Floatstone? So an energy, Max Elixir, and Lysander is not too out of the question at this point in time. That would actually be not very ideal. Yep, there's the energy, there's a Max Elixir, which they do whiff, so that's good news for us. And there's a Shaymin, so definitely very likely that the Cosmog gets KO'd. And I could have gone for the second Cosmog, but then I was simply giving my opponent any I don't know, a really huge opening, because I would be dead drawing pretty badly, and that's not something I wanted to give them. So yeah, I mean, when I played Drew, he got turned to Solgaleo and like 2 Cosmogs and everything very consistently, so that was a big issue. There's the other energy. We're gonna see a Lysander though. Hopefully not, because that would really suck. Our turn 1 was already not very good. I really hope. Okay, they don't have the Lysander, that's cool. And I top decked the rare candy. Wow, that's super lucky. That is actually super lucky. But I actually might not Soul Burst GX this turn unless I find a Cosmog, which I do. That's cool. Okay, I actually do find the Cosmog. That's nice. Okay, so I will bench the Cosmog. I will attach the grass to the Fomantis. And okay, so I will Ultra Road here. And I have the Verse Seeker for the Lysander, so if they try to... because it could be Elena or Jonathan, I don't actually know. If they try to hide behind the active in order to power up the benched Veltal, I can definitely deal with that, I guess. I guess I'll add the other grass type or grass energy to my active, so they can either hit me for a lot of damage with Evil Ball, or they can try to hold out, but then I have the Verse Seeker for the potential KO, and I don't think there's any way they're going to deal enough damage to kill my Solgaleo. Since I do 1 KO, their Ninja Boy into Taurus is not going to be viable, and they actually attach to the active Veltal DX. Fighting Fury Belt on the Shaymin makes sense. That protects them from a Lurantis-GX KO, which is pretty smart. But that pretty much just means that I will simply need to use my second Solgaleo, so that's fine. 120 damage, since I will get rid of all my energy. Okay, I think I'm gonna grab the float in case they do get Garb out, and I'm going to end. But yeah, that just means I'm gonna have to attack once with Lurantis in order to power up my second Solgaleo. If I do manage to power up a second Solgaleo, because as of right now, they could Lysander KO the benched Cosmog. That could actually happen because I do not have a way to get the Solgaleo right here. So I wonder if this metal energy, should I attach it? Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's only 2 energy left in my deck. I'm gonna keep the energy in my hand because I could attach it to the Cosmog, and in case they do Lysander KO the Cosmoem. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna use Sunsteel Strike for the clean 1 hit KO. Maybe that's playing too conservative, but I mean, if they do KO the Cosmoem, they only get 1 prize card, and I can just promote Lurantis and power up Solgaleo and end them. Now that I don't have any energy, okay, they do Lysander. They do Lysander. That's okay though, I think. It's definitely okay. We are still in this. Well, if they get consecutive Lysanders though. If they get consecutive Lysanders, I could be in trouble. I could KO Shaymin too. Okay, but they're gonna discard the non-belted Shaymin. That makes sense. So they're making all the right plays in order to prevent me from winning, I guess. And the Soul Burst damage is really bad that I don't have it anymore. Rather, losing the energy on Cosmoem is really costly. Really costly. They decide to go with Wise Cyclone to conserve the energy, which makes sense, I guess. No more Soul Burst though. And only 1 prize card, so they've used 2 Verse Seeker and 1 Lysander. If I power up my Solgaleo, maybe I should try to, yeah, maybe I should try to draw into the rare candy Solgaleo. But who do I attach the energy to? So I don't have too many energy left in my deck. Okay, I'll attach to the active, and I will simply Sycamore here. Okay, so 2 rare candy, pretty cool. I do get the Solgaleo off, which is awesome. And since I do have an energy in my hand, I will return 3 metal energy to my deck. Yeah, 3 metal energy, why not? And I get to retreat, and I do have an energy in my hand, so I can simply Flower Supply. My Lurantis should be at no risk of getting KO'd. The reduced damage actually doesn't matter at all, and I'm gonna have to attack twice with Lurantis, but that's okay. That's generally okay. Or I can simply manually attach to the Solgaleo. Like, either way works. I don't have a counter stadium, which could be a problem. I have yet to take a single KO though. I mean an EX KO, so... And Lurantis will survive for sure right now. Like, there's no way Lurantis gets KO'd here. There's a Garb. So now I can't just Ultra Road into the active slot. I will lose the 2 grass energy. Uh-oh. That might end up costing me. That might actually end up costing me. Maybe I should have powered up the active Solgaleo. I mean the damaged Solgaleo instead. Lysander. Okay. So they're gonna damage the Solgaleo before okay, this is getting a little bit difficult, not gonna lie. I mean, if they get a constant stream of Lysander, then that's the issue. That's definitely the issue, and they've been pulling it so far. Like, any turn, if they had missed any Lysander at this point in time, they would have been in quite a bit of trouble. I could Lysander KO that Yveltal though. I feel like I need to set up more. Because... yeah, no. I'm gonna Sycamore here. Because I probably need my next Super Art. I probably need... Max Potions would be great in this deck actually. And I Sycamore into 7 not so good cards. So yeah, I'm not gonna use the Train Snail because I might get End here, so I want to have the highest amount of outs into whatever else I might need. Fomantis and Sycamore, not 2 cards I really need. What I need is my next Floatstone. That's what I actually need. Or, like, even if they do KO the Solgaleo, if I get 1 attack off with Lurantis, I can power up both Solgaleos, so no matter which one they go after, the other one can take the knockout. So I should be in a good position still here. Should definitely be in a good position. Pretty good game though, pretty intense and pretty good game. I definitely think this is a good matchup for Solgaleo, but it's clearly not just like outright 100% win, you know? The fact that you get rid of the energies of Solgaleo is really good. If for some reason I'm able to switch out, the clean Solgaleo should be fine. And wow, you're actually gonna Lysander. That's okay though, I think. That's definitely okay. Evil Ball for 140 damage, that is a knockout. So yeah, consecutive Lysanders, that's... Okay, so now I definitely promote Lurantis. They're down to 3 prize cards, so that's pretty important. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So as long as I power up this Solgaleo, like if I have 3 energy on it, what does that do for me? They're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 plus 3, that's 18 damage, 180, so I should be okay. I should generally be okay here. I'm gonna attach the energy to Solgaleo. Now I am very tempted because are they going to end me? They haven't played a single end yet. So I'm gonna Trainer's Mail. See, I'm gonna grab the Ultra Ball instead because the Floatstone is still there. My deck is relatively thin. I'm just gonna try to thin out my deck in order to, if I don't get the Floatstone right here. Yeah, like all very useful cards. All very useful cards. I can't Sycamore anymore though. But like I have a lot of outs into a Floatstone in case they do Lysander, and no matter what, this Solgaleo should be able to clean up. If she promotes Garb for whatever reason, then I'm in a great position because I have access to still 1 Lysander in my deck and 1 more Verse Seeker in my hand. I still have 1 Trainer's Mail, I have Sycamores available to me, and there's the end. So every turn they've had the best cards to deal with what I'm doing, and she does decide to retreat, so that's very understandable. I could Trainer's Mail here, but I don't think I need to secure the match. I can make my deck just that little bit thinner. I have the Verse Seeker now, and now I can use this opportunity to Flower Supply and power up the other Solgaleo, which is another good win condition. Having 2 Solgaleos powered up is just absolutely nuts here. Because they can't win by KOing my Shaymins or my Lurantis, and whenever they do get a KO, it's gonna be with a Niveltal, and that's gonna be game. And if they don't Lysander KO, like I win next turn, unless they end me into no Lysander once again. That's the only way they can prevent me from winning. That's the only way, and there we go. So, good game. Good game to the nicest people at Gaia Storm. Wow, I was about to attack. I was actually about to attack. Before before using the Lysander, because my mind was already, oh, I won, let's move on. But yeah, pretty good game. They definitely put up the best fight they could have done, and they played the right cards at the right moment too. So definitely a very good way to showcase the matchup. I do agree that sometimes I don't get the most competitive opponents, but these guys are quality. So like I said, I mean, if you speak Spanish, you probably already know about their channel, and they hold giveaways in their videos and everything like that. But yeah, that was a pretty good match. Honestly, that was a pretty good match. I'll be sure to let them know that they appear in tomorrow's video. And now we're up against Volcanion, so a pretty good matchup, and now a pretty bad one, unless your opponent concedes before seeing your deck, which is weird, but I'll take that. I mean, I would have simply been showcasing a pretty bad loss, honestly. And now we're up. Wow, a mirror match. See, this deck is going to get a little bit of hype, I believe. So this is going to be a mirror match. I do think, well, we both have 250 HP, so this will actually be pretty interesting. This will actually end up being pretty interesting. It might not be because of our start. it might actually end up not being that interesting, because our start is not great. Trevenant Sleeves could mean my opponent is using like a Trevenant EX tech of some sort. Soul Bursting into a Trevenant EX is cool. Oh, never mind. So it's actually Vileplume Taurus. Never mind. Even more reason, like if my opponent gets a turn 1 Vileplume, we are in a pretty bad position. In a pretty bad position. We could be up against Vileplume TCG, which did get top 16 as well. And yeah, that's it. So this is John Kettler's deck. We have no supporter, which is really bad. Level Ball into Gloom. So can I top deck out of this situation? Or will my opponent simply play Vileplume now? No, okay. Thank you. And I top deck the Shaymin, that's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna, I mean I could find another Cosmog, but okay. Setting up Solgaleo is going to be really important here. And it's gonna be really hard. If my opponent gets the turn 2 Vileplume, wow. Okay. So, I mean, we're not gonna be able to play those cards anyway, so might as well Sycamore right off the bat. We do get 2 rare candies and every other Sycamore in our deck. So very nice randomization by PTCGO, and my opponent does end me. So odds are he will find the Vileplume at this point, or at least an Ultra Ball to search it out. I do hit a Sycamore, which is cool, and another Fomantis, which might actually be important. The Ultra Ball into TCG instead of Vileplume, which could actually buy me some time, actually. Wow, Shaymin for 6, very nice. I personally would have gone for the Vileplume, I think, instead of TCG, in order to simply secure the lock. But TCG has a high-ish retreat cost, so that's something we can use to our advantage off of the 2 Lysander we do have. There's another Ultra Ball into Vileplume, this time I would guess. Yep. So now we're under lock. So we need to find the Cosmoems. That's absolutely crucial. And he has the TCE to prevent us from... Yeah, this is not good. And this guy is also off range of Solgaleo, so this is not a good position to be in. We'll promote Lurantis, however. Guess I can play these 2 cards as well, although they're extra prizes for my opponent if he manages to set up a ton of TCGs. I'm not gonna touch an energy, I'm just gonna Sycamore here, because, well, rare candy and Solgaleo, but no Cosmoem. And no grass either, so I didn't really want to pressure Taurus, or I couldn't really pressure Taurus at this point in time. But yeah, that luck is really bad for us. Item luck is definitely a detriment to this deck, a very big detriment. Because we only have 2 Cosmoem, so if we had a third, then maybe we could have done something. But as of now, the TC on the Rowlet instead of the Dartrix is very interesting. Very different from what you would expect your opponent to do. I do get another Metal Energy, so maybe I can get a KO before using Soul Burst. But there's 1 Solgaleo in my discard pile already. The next 2 are here, but no... but no Cosmoem. You can't hit the Cosmoem, and that's what it comes down to. My opponent can now KO the Cosmog with the energy and start damaging the other one. Chooses to damage the Lurantis though. That one definitely goes to the Cosmog, yeah. So he gets a KO there. And maybe he has a Lysander to KO my other Cosmog. 2 Cosmog in the discard pile already though, so not great for us. I will try to put some pressure on the Taurus, I guess, or on the Decidueye to buy me some time. He has 3 DC in play already, so that could actually end up being important here for us. I'm gonna power up Lurantis, because maybe I can start healing it. Maybe I can use Lurantis' GX attack to KO Taurus. Maybe that's my play. Although I only have 4 grass energy. No, I have more than 4. So maybe if I can find all my grass energy, I can do something. Healing damage with Lurantis is gonna be huge. But yeah, that target on the Cosmog 100% means I need to evolve. I 100% need to evolve right away. There's a grass. Doesn't use Hollow Hunt, which I'm glad to see. I won't bench the Fomantis though. And gets all attached to the Cosmog. And I will end. My opponent is dead drawing, but I need the Cosmoem, otherwise I'm done here. Oh, no Cosmoem for us. No Cosmoem. So I will Solar Blade. I do, however, like, if he goes after the Cosmog, I can use my GX attack to KO the Taurus. Because it doesn't have a Fighting Fury belt, so 4 grass energy will be enough to KO the Taurus. Feather Arrow onto the active, yeah. I'll be up at 170. Yep. So I heal 30, 140. Man. If I had a Sycamore, I could do something else too. But it gives me another turn for the Cosmoem, I guess. I can Sycamore my hand away. And he Sycamores his hand away. The 2 damage counters. That's pretty crucial. Another Decidueye would just be too much to deal with. And he chooses to use Hollow Hunt. Okay. So what I could potentially do instead, like if I find my second Lurantis, maybe the Lurantis can deal with the Taurus. Maybe. Very big maybe. But then Decidueye finishes me off. Wow, gets back? Huh. Got back a really weird combination of cards, honestly. Okay. I have to go for the Cosmog play, I think. I get... where are my Cosmoems? Where? Come on, I should have them by now. I should seriously have them at this point. I'll just take the KO, I guess. Maybe they're in my prize cards. He needs to use at least one ability. No Cosmoem. Where are they? Why are they hiding so much? Why are they hiding so much? He used his GX attack though. So maybe Lurantis-GX can actually take care of the Taurus. And then deal with the Decidueye. And ending him down to 2 cards will actually be pretty good. I think I still have a chance. Despite not using Solgaleo, I think I still have a good chance to win this match. Wait, what? He chose not to attack? Huh? That makes no sense, but okay. I'm gonna end here. I really want to find the Cosmoems, please. No, where are they? Now, if I attack with Solar Blade, that's pretty bad. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna retreat into Lurantis, and I'm gonna Flower Supply. That way, the damage on the Taurus will be enough for me to use my GX attack the next turn and KO it with my brand new Lurantis. So now the Cosmogs are a really big liability in my bench. I have no access to Lysander, so I mean, he only has one TCG. That's good news. If he doesn't find a second TCG, we will actually be okay here, I think. Shaymin's into 2 cards. Yeah, he needs more abilities. And now my 2 Cosmogs are the biggest liability here, so that he can draw the last 2 prize cards he needs. And maybe I can pull this off. Very big maybe. Rages for 60 damage. That's fine. That's actually perfectly fine. No. See, I'm gonna keep the energy just because I don't know if my opponent can Lysander and maybe try to force me to not attack, so I want the energy to try and retreat. And I find a Cosmoem. That's good. That's good. Now I need a Solgaleo. With a Solgaleo, I'm golden here. And there's still 2 left in my deck, along with 1 Sycamore. That's very few outs though. That's 3 outs out of 14 possible cards. And there's a KO on the Lurantis. And that might give him another TCG. But the Cosmoem might actually end up saving me. Okay. Well, nope, no, actually never mind. Actually never mind. Because he KOs me with exact maths. Ugh. So I will need 100% to top deck the Solgaleo here. Otherwise, I am done for. I need to top deck a Solgaleo. I have so many item cards. I have 3 outs. I actually have 3 outs. That was 100% unnecessary. 90 plus, yeah, that was 100% unnecessary. Wow, what is wrong with my opponent? Wait, what? Oh, he was down to 2 prize cards. Oops. I thought he still had 2 more to go. Never mind. Oops. So yeah, 1 Cosmoem was priced. I didn't check for that, honestly. And the other we never drew. Maybe it was priced as well. I don't know. But yeah, going second hurt us. Never finding the Cosmoem really hurt us. Maybe I should have put a little bit more pressure off of Lurantis in the beginning. But yeah, like item lock is a really bad matchup for this because you rely 100% on the rare candy to get into that Solgaleo-GX. Yeah, I didn't realize I had lost already. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This gives you a little bit of hopefully the first match showcased really well how the deck works. Definitely give it a try. It's definitely a very interesting deck. Volcanion, it's always gonna be a bad matchup, but you can avoid it like Drew, which I think he avoided it the whole tournament. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure we'll find out off of his article. If you can avoid it, you have pretty good matchups across the board. I don't know if Tablemon will be more popular now with TCG and maybe Lurantis, but other than that, its matchups should be really good across the board. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on Friday, where I'm undecided if I want to do TCG Pokédex or Anaheim Review. And actually, if you guys have made it up to this point, please let me know in the comment section what you want to see on Friday, Pokédex or the Anaheim Review, because I was thinking of doing expanded the next couple of weeks because the next regionals in the United States is expanded. So that's what I was thinking. But anyways, any comments or opinions regarding that are very welcome in the comments. I don't reply to every comment, but I do read them all. So thank you guys so much. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're very close to 7,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. And I will see you guys on Friday on whatever video I do end up doing. Bye-bye.